Hello everyone, I'm Rahul. I'm a student at IIT Guwahati, and in this tutorial I am going to explain you basics of Python. So this may not be for the people who are in advanced coding, but is very useful for the beginners. And the advanced coder may also visit this to brush up their basics. So what is Python? It's a it's a interpreted high-level general-purpose programming language. So in the last video I already explained what is interpreted, and this high level language I'll explain you at the end of this video. Python's design philosophy emphasizes code reliability with its notable use of significant indentation. So what does that mean? As we explained in the previous video, so like conventionally if we write some statement or something, so after that we use braces, but in Python we don't use braces, rather we provide indentation. Suppose this is the first line, maybe this is some loop or some statement, if statement say, and after that if we are writing some writing some statement, so we'll start from here like that, and this is nested. So this way it is very useful. Its language constructs as well as its object oriented approach aim to help programmers write clear logical code for small and large scale projects. Its object oriented style of coding is quite famous. So we'll get to know all these things as we progress in the course, but for now I'll start with the basic program, how to write a first program in the Python, right? And I'm assuming you have already downloaded Python in your system, whether you are using Mac or Windows or Linux based operating system. So this is the Sublime editor. So first of all I'm saving the file with .py extension. Create a new folder, and in desktop I'll save everything. First .py is the extension for this. Okay, so this is hash is used for commenting the line. So I'll use the command print. So what does it do? It basically print the string on the console, whatever I give within these quote marks, within these inverted commas. So accordingly this should get print easily. So I'll give one more same kind of command. So I'll save it and run it. I'll open my terminal for this. Okay. So here's my file. So I'll write Python and the file name. Okay, now, okay, this is my first program, and hello everyone. So it is printing this. So in this first program we use the print function. So we have another functions also. Okay, now it's fine. So below is my terminal, and above is the editor. So another function which I would like to tell you, it's if you want to take, so this is like to print something on the console, some output on the console. So another command is to take input from the user. So the command is input if you want to take some input from the user, and here you can write something if you want to show that message on the screen. Kindly enter a string. Okay, and what I am doing, I am giving one variable x is equal to this. So what will happen? So if you enter a string, so that will come in the x, and further anytime if you want to print that x, so that particular string which we have entered through keyboard will come on the screen. So print, I want to print this, print x. So here whatever I am giving to the keyboard should come. So let's see how it works. Save it and run it. So it is asking kindly enter a string. So I'm entering my name. So it is printing that name. Okay. Or you can further modify this. So I'll put a comma here. So can you see this? So if you want to print any string, so you are supposed to give two inverted commas. Okay, but if you want to print a variable, so you don't need to uh, put it in the inverted commas. Okay, so this is the syntax how it works. Okay, for the time being I commented these two above two. Now the below part will only get print. So I'll save it and then run it. Kindly enter a string. So I'm entering, enter. Okay, you have entered IIT Guwahati. So it is coming like this. Okay, so it is working fine. What if I want to enter a number? So this is the next question. Actually, the print function take anything as a string only. Even if I am entering a number, so it will take as a string only. So to prove that, I'll make a program quickly and show you. Okay, so in this program, what I'm doing, I will enter a number, and that number should get added with 7 and finally should store in y, and I'm printing y. But since I said that this print function takes only string, so even if it will show you some number which you will enter, but it will not add it with the 7. So let's see. Kindly enter a number. So say I entered 2. You have entered 2. So till 6th line it worked properly, but on 7th line, file first.py line 7, y x plus 7. So it is showing type error. Can only concatenate a string, not integer to a string. So what is happening? So that basically 7 is an integer and x is treating as a string, even though I have entered 2, which is integer. So for that, what is the solution? Just convert it. Convert this into string equal to int x. So what I did, I converted x into an integer and finally put it back into x only. Okay, so I save it and run it. So again I entered 2. So now it is working fine. Okay, so this is the thing which I wanted to tell you. So what happened here, basically through input we got a number and put it into x. So through keyboard we have entered 7. So what happened here exactly? So we have created a memory space named x, and 7 is stored into this, but 7 is in string form, not in integer, because we got this through input function. Okay, so for that what we did, we converted this x is equal to int x. So again this 7 got converted into integer and finally stored in again x. So x got created, which already has 7 as a string. Now we'll have 7 as a integer. So this is what is happening here. So next thing I would like to explain you in this example. So here I have used this line. Okay, so what will happen, whatever I give through keyboard will get converted into integer and finally integer will go into the x. Okay, save it. enter 2. Yes, it is working. So what we did here, we kind of used two function in a single line. So first function was input from by which we were taking input from the keyboard, and the second function is int by which we are converting that input into a integer. So this is how it is very much simple to work on. So now I am going to explain you the difference between low level and high level languages, which I discussed at the beginning of this tutorial. So we have in high level languages we have Python, C, Java, etc. So these are high level languages. So what we are doing here, we are writing code in these languages, in high level languages, and then converting these code into object codes which machine can understand. We are converting these through compiler or interpreter into object codes. In low level languages basically are machine language. These are called machine language or assembly language. Machine language and assembly language. So assembly language you must have seen in your microprocessor lab, that we were using something like that, move or add, and then we were giving some value. So we are moving some value to the register or adding some value to the register. So these machine language or assembly language are very close to the thing which machine can understand, but still we need to convert these into object codes. Okay, so for that we use assembler. And then we will get the object code. Similarly we were getting in the high level language case. Okay, so high level languages are easy to debug. Low level language are comparatively difficult to debug. But the advantage of low level languages are they are high memory efficient, because directly you are working close to the register, you are directly giving value into that, and we are very close to the memory, so they are very high memory efficient. But this is not the case in high level languages. High level languages are easy to understand, they are English like structure, very user friendly, but high level languages are not that easy compared to high level languages. So the list is huge, there are so many differences, but the main difference was here only at the first line which I explained you. So this is it for this class, and next session we will learn the operations and boolean functions using Python. So I'm adding few link in the description, please visit the description, you may get help and things which are useful for learning Python. Thank you.